Hi guys, I'm here with Wes. He was fifth place, sixth Juror, and he was voted out a couple of days ago, actually. So I'm sorry about that, Wes. But hi.
Hi, how are you doing? It was my fault too, and honestly, me getting voted out, even though I was pretty devastated to get voted out. It actually came at a really good time in my life because my grandparents just came into town, and and so it happened actually at a good time for me. So it's been good. So that's why I haven't been able to link up with you yet either.
Well, I'm glad it all worked out, at least timing wise.
Yeah.
So my first question for you is: did you expect your vote off and the way it happened?
Well, actually, I can't say 100% that I did because I was pretty sure. I would say I was about 75% sure that Courtney and Brandon were with me, both. I guess I'll say that I was about 75% sure I was going to make it through that. I was a little suspicious that Brandon was going to want to make a move on me at that point, and I even went to Courtney throughout the day and had kind of said like, "Hey, is Brandon still with me? Is Brandon still with me?" She kept assuring me he was, but I kind of knew that if he was going to do the move, it was going to be at 5 when he still had, Chris around. So, yeah, I wasn't completely shocked, but it did hurt pretty bad. I was pretty confident that the two of them were going to be riding it out with me, so it hurt for sure.
Okay, so my next question for you is: what would you say your biggest regret from the game is?
My biggest regret, right now, just my gut is telling me that my biggest regret is trying to link up with Courtney at all. But linking up with Courtney is what got me to Final Five. And I don't know if I can say, like, if I hadn't linked up with her early, I can't say I would have made it that far. So it's hard for me to say right now. But right now, right after I'm voted out and the way everything went down, my biggest regret is not digging in harder with Will and Tim and working harder to take her out versus working harder to keep her in. I guess that's be my biggest regret now.
Okay, so a little bit more positive. What would you say your proudest moment is?
Oh man, um, I don't want to be cliche and say my entire game, but yeah, I'm super proud of my entire game. I mean, I came in and did what I wanted to do, which was stay pretty under the radar in the first half. I worked hard to find the idols. I didn't actually find them, but I always knew where they were. I made it to merge, which was a good milestone. But
You cut off. You said you made it to merge.
oh yeah, I made it to merge. I got through. I won 2 immunity challenges. I tried to do a crazy strategy where I was like the undercover flipper. It didn't pan out, but I had a lot of fun doing it. So I guess I'm proud of trying to play a really fun and hard game. Winning some challenges along the way. I guess I'm just proud of my game in general. I could say.
That's such a good stance to take that you're proud of it. Okay, so this is kind of a throwback, but all the way back in the swap, you were swapped into a minority on Share 2.0. And then in the Tal round, Tal went home, but you played an idol. And this was mentioned by Will in his interview. So Will did say that he gave you the idol. And then you played on yourself, but Tal went home. And then the next round, it didn't look great, but then Mwenzi had a terrible score. Can you kind of walk me through everything that happened there? Like, what went down?
Yeah, I would say this was where the game really started for me. I wasn't doing much until then, game-wise. I wasn't trying to push any strategies. When I came into the swap, I actually, even though I was in a minority, I thought I was in a good spot simply because, like, Derek and Tal were, like, the least active players we had on our original tribe. So I thought it was going to be easy for me to get in with these hero people and help them win some challenges and show them I was, trying to play with them. And so it was really out of left field. When Will got kidnapped, he came straight to me and was like, "Hey, Courtney's after you, Shrub's after you. Shrub told everybody that you have the idol. Courtney thinks you have it. Tim thinks you have it. They're all going to split the vote from you and Tal. Like, Will let me in on this whole cross-tribal alliance thing."
I don't want to interrupt you, but
Yeah,
Will
sure.
goes by they, them, not
They?
he, him.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. So they really let me in on the entire on everything about like what was going on behind the scenes, the cross tribal thing, them trying to target me. Like I was blind. I was in the dark. I thought that Tal was going home for sure, and there was no other thing that was going to happen. And so when all this happened, I was excited because I was like, oh, cool. I played the under the radar game. I let the game come to me, and look, now it did. Will came to me and gave me all this information, gave me this idol. I felt kind of obligated to play it the way that he wanted me to, so that's why I did, or else I may have held it. But I wasn't sure if they were going to target me or not. But they did end up putting some votes on me. They did end up flushing the idol out that they thought I had, even though I didn't have it. Then what happened was I knew for sure in the next one that my tribe was going to throw. Like Tim and Derek both had told me they were going to throw. No one was going to help me with shoulder the load, so I was like, fuck it. I'll just stay up until 3 a.m. and check in every 2 minutes and, hope the other side helps me out a little bit. And they did. They kind of threw, and that worked out in my favor. And, I got us through that. And, but then I got kidnapped. So when I got kidnapped to the other side, Will basically wanted me to protect him. And what I mean by that is he wanted to make sure that nobody knew that he gave me this idol. Like he wanted this the reason he really gave it to me, I think, is because everyone already thought I had it. No one knew he had it. He didn't want to have to fess up to people that he had actually found it and hid from them that he had it. So this was perfect for him. He was able to target Courtney like from the shadows and then keep this idol threat on me and make me look like the player that he was. And it was a really good move. So we get over there to the Mawinzi tribe. I'm like trying so hard to make up a lie about how I found this idol on the new tribe. And yeah, so, I was trying to lie to everybody to tell them that I found the idol on the new tribe. And I realized that I was making myself look like an idiot because I was telling conflicting stories. Nobody was buying it. I knew that everyone could tell I was bullshitting them. So finally, I just came clean to a few people. I told Tim that Will had given it to me. I told somebody else, I don't even remember who, but I started trying to realize that I needed to not play into Will's strategy and let him drive the merge story. So I started driving the story instead. I started running around telling people that Will was the one starting all this cross-tribal drama, that Will orchestrated this blindside against Shrub, that Will turned Courtney against me, that Will targeted Courtney. I took everything, all the threat level that I thought I had. I did everything I could to put all that on Will as hard as I could. And I realized that, that sucks for Will, but in the moment, that was the play I thought was my play. Like if I stayed in his corner and kept protecting him and lying for him, then all that was going to happen was me getting voted out and him maybe making it to 5th and getting voted out instead. Like, I don't think either one of us were going to, now after I'm voted out, I can say that I don't think either one of us had the cards in this game dealt to make it to Final Tribal, but him and I feel like if I hadn't made that move then and gotten him out, then I would have been gone a lot earlier in this merge than he was. So does that clear up any questions you have about what happened during then, or do you have any other specific questions about how something went down?
I think that's good. So you had 2 immunity wins, if I am right. They were back to back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think you needed those?
Actually, now, yeah. Now that I'm voted out, maybe I did. Maybe Brandon would have moved on me sooner had I not had immunity. So, yeah, I guess at the time I didn't think I needed him so bad. Like at the time, I was just hoping that me or Brandon or Courtney won them, but now, yeah, I think I wouldn't have made it so far. I think Brandon saw the game I was trying to play with Courtney, and I think Brandon was nervous that I was going to gun for him. And so I think, yeah, I definitely needed those to get to where I got.
Okay, and then who are you rooting for? But if it's not the same person, who do you think has the best chance to win?
Man, this is such a hard question because I right now I'm still working my way out of being a bitter juror. I guess I should say that when I first got voted out, I was a really bitter juror. I was saying that, I wouldn't vote Courtney or Brendan no matter what. But as time's gone on and as my interactions have kind of been weighing on me a little bit with the other players, it would be hard. It would be it would be hard for me to sit here and not vote for them just because they played me, when I would like to see the rest of the players that I played respect my game. I burnt a lot of bridges along in my game. I backstabbed, pretty much everybody that I was trying to work with. And I would like those people to respect my game. So I'm going to try and respect Courtney and Brandon. So, the jury's still out for me. I'll probably vote for one of the two of them, unless unless Milo makes just the greatest speech ever, and just really takes over the game with a speech or tells us something that we don't know or has some kind of hidden information, it's going to be hard for me not to vote for Brandon or Courtney. So it's really between the two of them for me at this point.
And who do you think, since the last tribal is in 4 minutes, who do you think is going to be joining you in Ponderosa?
Man. Courtney, I love you, but I really hope Courtney gets voted out simply because that would be the best move for all three other players to make. So she's played the best game. So I just think, if we're playing the game of voting out the threats along the way, and that's what they've been playing the whole time, then she should be the natural next to go. So I think I'm going to see Courtney next, but I will not be shocked at all if Brandon and Courtney stick together and just take Chris out and sit up there together because they've been here the whole time. But right now, my gut's telling me Courtney will be with me.
Okay, and is there I have one more question for you, but before that, Is there anything else you'd sort of want to mention or bring up, or anything we haven't asked about?
Yeah, I guess overall, I would like to apologize for some of the way that I've talked to the other members of the jury. I came out of the game really heated and excited and ready to talk about my game, not realizing that me talking about my game in an excited fashion was going to sound like me shitting on all their games, because that's not really what I was trying to do. So overall, I'd like to say that if I learned one thing in this org, it's that moving forward when I play again, I'm going to try and do a much better job of respecting other players along the way, or not even along the. I mean, I did respect their games along the way, but only to their faces. But, behind their back, I was kind of running everybody through the mud along the way to get farther, and that hurts now. It felt good in the middle of the game when I was getting along and moving far and getting into it. But now it doesn't feel good. So moving forward, I think the biggest thing I've learned is I don't want to try and play this game again where I just blatantly backstab people at every tribal. So I apologize to everybody for doing that and for kind of being an asshole after I got voted out. But I did have an excellent time, and and for anybody that's listening that I did backstab and made feel hurt, if we talked about something in the game that was real, that was real. I was being genuine. I wasn't playing you if we were talking about real life stuff. I made some good friends, I thought, but now I feel like I don't have them anymore, and so that sucks. But overall, I had a great time, played a great game, and thank you guys so much for letting me do it.
I'm glad you enjoyed playing. Okay, so my last question is a bit of a fun one. It's word association, but with the people left in the game. So
Okay.
I'll just go through them alphabetically and just give a word or a short phrase, the first thing that comes to mind when you hear the name.
Okay.
So, Brandon.
Mastermind.
Chris.
Goat.
Courtney.
Co-mastermind.
Milo.
Deserving.
Thank you so much for joining me, Wes. I hope you enjoyed playing and everything. And I will see you very soon for the final tribal council and the jury speeches and then the reunion.
Thank you so much. I had a great time.